Everybody, welcome back to The View with a slightly different location, not the dirty green screen wall, but a lovely, lovely view of Elland Road behind
about
us.
me there.
And this man as well. I found him lingering around Leeds City Centre. I'm delighted to be joined by Joe Wainmann to have a little bit of chat about the Leeds United news of the day. Slightly different news video. And the first part is to check in with Joe and see how he's doing. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. It's sunny. It's nice. It's nice to be back at Elland Road. It's great to meet you in person finally.
First time.
A lot smaller than I thought you would be, but hey.
Just go over here, will I? I'll just do that instead. Yeah, it's a lovely day, and it's great to get out here as well. There's a lot of stuff happening in Leeds today. We'll start off, and suppose the first main story is talks from Bild in Germany suggesting that Max Wober could be on his way out of Leeds United. There was advanced talks between the player and Werder Bremen. Gladbach were rumoured to be involved with him, but it's now set to be at advanced stages with Werder Bremen. A single-digit million figure is being talked about, so we're probably looking at 1 or 2 million. But it looks like Max Wober's time at the club is finished. The writing's been on the wall for a while. Joe, thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really fussed. As long as his transfer fee goes somewhere to pay in towards, say, a Bono, for example, I do think it could be 2-3 million, if that, which isn't great, ideally. But, yeah, look, he has no future at Leeds. We probably didn't even need him last season. The fans, when they did the... And on the pitch now, Wober, he got booed on the final game, didn't he? So it shows the fan sentiment. So yeah, on your bike, mate.
Well, the redemption arc never really happened. He was never really available or fit. So if you're not available, that never goes well with Leeds fans. So that was a huge factor in that as well. But yeah, I mean, it's not a great fee. It's a low amount of money. However, from a PSR perspective, it will still be an accounting profit. Yeah. So we'll take that and move on from Max Wober. We've got Sebastian Borneo has now come in the door officially, Joe. So that gives us 2 right centre backs that rode on him. We've got Jacobial on the left hand side of Pascal. So adding some nice depth in there as well.
Yeah, of course. It's a nice quartet, isn't it, that we've got. Does it mean that potentially Strout could go from a PSR perspective? And then would we need one additional, John? I don't know what your thoughts are on that. But as a sign-in, it makes sense. My only worry is he had an injury-ravaged season last season. Season before, it was like 1 injury every season, but last season was 4. And it's like, is his body starting to break down or something? And that's a worry, you know?
I lean to our good friend Ben Locke on this one, and Lockie said that the injuries are nothing to worry about.
Okay.
So I take Lockie's advice on all these kind of things.
Yeah.
The other story that's been floating around the last couple of days, Joe, is Isaac Schmidt. It looks like his time at Leeds could be coming to an end after a very unusual season. Comes in on deadline day for 2.5 million. Never really let us down when he did play. He never looked like he was not at the level. He always looked like he was fine. But his agents made some conversations and made some comments in the last couple of days where he said it's about the player playing now because of the World Cup coming up next summer, and he needs to be able to play that. And they're confident of finding a good solution for him this summer, which would suggest then that the agent at least is looking to move him on.
Yeah, it looks like he just wants to play as well. Obviously, did he get his first international call-up while he was at the club? If he's wanting to make that World Cup squad, then he's going to need to play more regularly. He didn't in the Champo. Now, he did say when on international duty that Leeds had a plan for him. Yeah. Whether or not that plan, I don't know if he's ready.
Has the plan been sped up on his side because of the World Cup and he's now a Swiss international? Would he have been okay to wait a bit longer had he not gone into the Swiss team?
I think, you probably make a great point there, to be honest, mate, because I just don't see... For me as well, Farkas saw him more as a winger, not a fullback. Yeah. And do I think Schmidt should be getting minutes at wing in the Premier League? I would argue not, you know. So, yeah, he might have to go out on loan. I don't think they'll sell him because unless they can get more than 2 million, then it's a profit, isn't it? So, yeah, I don't think the manager's overly keen. Yeah. And it was one of them on deadline day. Do you want him? And he's just gone, I will take him.
Need the depth. We'll take the depth. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I thought he was fine. I never thought he let us down. I always thought he looked okay when he played. Obviously, there's other issues. The manager sees him more often, makes a decision based on what he sees, and clearly he wasn't going to be first choice. Junior Firpo's left the club. Yeah, finally said goodbye. It looks like he's going to go back to Real Betis. Yeah. What do you think?
Sad, man. Yeah. Sad. And that's coming from someone who said you was better than him one period.
A couple of times you said that.
Which you'll be able to see in the Content Creator Cup that I am better than him. But yeah, it's sad, mate. I'd have liked him to stay, but clearly Junior wants more than being a backup.
Yeah.
And
he should.
Yeah, and he should. And I think Spain's probably more suited to him. So, yeah, I'm sad, but it is what it is, mate.
Well, the rumour that's floating around in the midfield, and we'll get to talk about today's developments in the midfield area as well, but we'll talk about Anton Stack. That's been linked to the move to Leeds United. Good age, another big boy, 6'4", described as one of the best ball winners in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
an upgrade on Ilya Groove in that position probably as well.
Yeah.
Might have question marks around his future, but if Leeds can get that one done, and we don't know if we will be able to get that done, considering how the window's gone so far. But what would you think about someone like Anton Stack coming in as a statement?
Yeah, ball-winning beast by all accounts. When you read some of the stats, when you read some of the reads that have been done on him, looks like a perfect profile for Leeds United and someone we'll need. My only concern is in the piece that Graham said, similar to what they said about Diarra, Leeds aren't so confident, that we can get. And I was like, oh, I've heard this before, and we didn't get the player. So, yeah, I'm a little bit worried from that perspective. And like you mentioned, we're losing out on midfield targets, aren't we?
Yeah, I suppose let's address the elephant in the car park at the moment, I suppose, and let's talk about Noah Sadiki. Now, going way back to the start of this story, Sasha Tavaleri put a story out that said that Leeds had interest in Noah Sadiki. Joe Donoghue from the Yorkshire Evening Post said that it wasn't true. It wasn't the case. Leeds hadn't put any bid in. There was no interest in the player. The Athletic then confirmed that there was interest from Leeds, but not necessarily a formal bid. Out of nowhere, today, Sunderland have done it again and have gazumped Leeds by confirming the signing of Noah Sadiki for €17 million. So that's ballpark around £15 million.
Rising up to 20
Rising
million
to
as
20.
well.
Leeds were looking at it between 8 to 10 million for him. What are your thoughts on this one?
Look, we're gonna come across as being salty, but I think they've overpaid again. They've overpaid for him. They'll tell us not, but I do think they've overpaid. I am a little bit good, not least from a personal point, because one of the lads, Andrea, picked him on the scouting report. So it's like, oh, I love it when that happens. But yeah, look, there'll be other midfielders out there, but it is disappointing that it's to Sunderland again, and the rhetoric that'll come with that. Oh, Sunderland are bossing Leeds, but they have overpaid again. I don't think it's a £20 million midfielder.
I don't. Not yet, anyway.
No.
Also, the whole saltiness with point. I don't really care what Sunderland do. I like Sunderland as a club. I wish them all the best. Leeds are not just up against one team in the Premier League next season. We've got plenty of other sides to worry about as well. Brentford hemorrhaging players. Wolves doing what Wolves do at this point of a transfer in as well, losing key players and not really replacing them. So I'm not overly worried about where Sunderland finished this year. It's disappointing to see Leeds are maybe not getting those targets. We don't really know what the primary targets are because Sebastian Bornau came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
If Anton Stack is the central midfielder, they really do want to bring in. It's a level above what you're getting with Noah Sadiki, at least in terms of experience at the level. So maybe that's a better one, but again, you've got to get that deal done.
Yeah, you've got to get it. You've got to get it down now because you're in the realms of Leeds starting to look a bit silly. It's true though, right? Yeah. And then we're going down our targets, and it doesn't look great from an aesthetics piece. So yeah, there is that. Just please go get Stack now, and don't let him go Sunderland.
Don't let him go Sunderland. Anywhere else, he can go anywhere else but Sunderland. Sunderland have too many midfielders now. Anyway.
Yeah.
The other story, and this is a good news story today. Dan James looks like he's about to be confirmed as signing a brand new deal at the club, a 4-year contract, which I assume will be his existing 1 year plus an extension of 3 on top of that, which will bring him to 31 years of age. I think at that stage you've got the bulk of the best years of his career there. I'm really excited to see Dan James in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah, it's the second bite of the cherry for him, isn't it? It didn't go well. Look, I thought he actually did all right at Manchester United, but the levels they were at the time, they finished second, for example. They need someone more consistent, obviously. They've gone backwards now. They'd love a Dan James, but my point is, I don't think he had a bad time there, if I'm honest, and he can do it at that level. When he was at Leeds, he was playing in the 9, and he's not a number 9, and I think now he'll get a proper run as a right winger. And he has improved under Farker regardless of level. Technically, he looks better. He can finish now.
End product all round. Assists, crosses, everything about him has improved. Remarkably come on.
Yep.
He now looks like a threat in front of goal. I think Farker did that starting position thing with him where he just moved his starting position inside 5 or 6 yards, and it seems to he finds that top right hand corner quite well. And he likes coming on the left foot as well on the far side. But yeah, delighted to see Dan James getting that deal.
Anyone with that much pace will terrify any defender,
especially if we're looking having big chunky boys at the back and having the counter attack and get breaks. Someone like Dan James comes into his own.
100%. You when I watch a lot of football content and them ex-pros, the likes of Gary Neville and that, whenever, and I hate to bring him up on the channel, but he always says people running in behind for a fullback, it's a nightmare. And Dan James does that all day, every day. Defenders
hate facing their own goal. Dan James does that every single time. So yeah, good couple of decent stories today. A couple of good news bits. A couple of a bit more. But I wouldn't react to the Noah Sadiki thing. There's a lot of time left in this window. We'll see where it goes. We might end up bringing in better value and a better quality of player. We don't really know what Leeds are doing. Let's be honest about it. They do work in silence. And outside of Jakob Bial, the other signs never leaked out.
No,
So.
no, yeah, exactly. So we'll have to wait and see. No one expected Bornau. Yeah, they'll happen quick at Leeds United. To be honest, I've been surprised at how quiet they've managed to keep the deals with the like of Metcher and Bornau. So yeah, I am disappointed on Sadiki, but listen, I don't think he's worth 20 million euros at the end of the day. So again, let them do what they want to do, and we just have to make sure we get our business right.
And as we always say, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. We'll see when they start kicking a ball around the football pitch where these players are, who are the good signings and who aren't the good signings. Until then, reserve judgment and see how the window goes. There's plenty of time left. Players aren't due back until next Monday. Hopefully we'll get one more in the door before that, but 3 already in. Start to fill up the starting 11 positions now would be nice. I think we've got the edge done.
Yeah. I think so, mate. It looks like we're building from the back as well, doesn't it? We've got now, if Strout stays, nice 4 centre-backs. Let's get that left back in, which I think will be Goodmanson. We might have to buy an additional there if Schmidt is going to leave. Maybe we don't know what's happening with Byram. It's still quiet, isn't it? So quiet. It doesn't look like he's made a decision.
Announced that he's gone yet.
No,
though.
exactly. So he's still waiting on him to make that decision. But yeah, we build from the back. That's strong now. Let's get that spine now. Number 9, midfielder, and then see what else we can get, I think.
Yeah. I still expect a very exciting transfer window. I still expect a lot of really good news to come in the next couple of weeks. Yeah. We're outside the club store, by the way. The new training gear has launched as well, and we're expecting the kit to drop on the 4th of July as well.
Are we?
Sneak.
Oh, I did not know this.
Expecting the kit to drop on the 4th of July when the stores reopen. So it's a lot of work going on over there at the moment. So we'll see what happens. But there's no new arrivals outside the door of Elland Road anyway today. But we'll wrap it up there. Delighted to be joined by Joe Wainmann in person outside of Elland Road. And Matty Foster, from Imagine Not Being Leeds, is behind the camera here on his honkers at the moment as well. So nice to have all the
He's doing the Bielsa pose. He's doing quite well.
He's holding my knees would be gone at that stage. Yeah, side before self, says Matty. Folks, thanks as always for supporting the channel and watching today's video. You can check out last night's pod if you want to as well. I'll be back in the morning, back in the green room to talk more about Leeds news. Talk to you then. See ya. Bye.